Is Daniel Bwala dead? If he died, what killed him? And if he's alive, why are Nigerians posting his pictures up and down, saying him rest in peace? And I'm seeing mock coffins, I'm seeing images, probably AI-generated images of him in a coffin, and it's going viral on social media, and going viral on X, sorry. I don't know if it's on other platforms you guys are seeing it, but I say, let me bring it to the limelight and ask, why and Nigeria, have we gone so low in our political conversations that we now wish people dead, or we now celebrate the death of people that are alive? I'm seeing real obituary pictures. I'm like, oh, let me go check what's happening. And boom, I said, let me go, first of all, go to the man's page to verify if he's alive. Because the man that is dead will not make tweets. And I enter his page and I'm seeing he's making tweets. As of yesterday, he made tweets. So why are people celebrating his death? And I had to go scroll down and I saw, oh, okay, I see. So this person that calls himself a spokesperson to the president, that happened to be even a lawyer, the one that went to embarrass himself in Al Jazeera, has a picture on his page, like you can see, of Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of NDC, in a trap, in a rat mouse trap, in a position like being captured. So if this guy that is meant to hold a very high position as a spokesperson to this president can use his social media platform to post pictures of an opposition candidate in a trap like this, what are you people signifying? A man that have just come out few days earlier on to say that his life is being threatened. The world is listening that this guy is claiming that there's threat to his life. Then the spokesperson to the president that has been accused now goes on to prove to the world that yes, this man's life is actually being threatened by using these pictures of the man in a mouse trap to show what? And so therefore, that's one of the things that I get with gaslighters. And I hear this a lot. You hear them say, oh, Peter Obi supporters are this, Peter Obi supporters are that. I will tell you the truth for a certain that I have noticed. And if you are an objective Nigerian, if you're not a biased person with an agenda, if you want to be truthful, there is not one person that you wake up one morning and hear that Nigerians or Peter Obi supporters, as the case may be, just started insulting or started attacking. If you are not a biased person, when you see anybody being dragged on social media by Peter Obi supporters, please just go and check for the root cause of it. And that's exactly what I did. Because when I saw all the images coming out and people attacking him, people posting his death obituary pictures and everything, my instinct was first that let me go and check this man first. He must have done something, or probably he's truly dead. And here it is. And so you cannot tell a child or a person how they react. And so therefore, these guys and his supporters, I don't know that some of that Peter Obi supporters, some of that anonymous and everything, they have taken it to the extra light. I'm not seeing images of Tinubu in trap, Tinubu's wife eating like a mouse. Because if a presidency can sanction and allow a stupid human being like Daniel Bwala post something like this, automatically you have broken all ground rules. I can create an AI image of Tinubu eating shit for all I care. I can post an image of Tinubu hanging himself for all I care, because the presidency have allowed such a stupid character represent them. If Tinubu does not sack Daniel Bwala, it means that Tinubu sanctions every stupid act by Daniel Bwala. And it means that every ground rules has been broken. Because how do you explain to common sensical people that you, the spokesperson, if an individual like me do this, it's different. You're the spokesperson to the presidency. And that's why I keep saying this is not a president. This is an illegitimate president, because if it's a legitimate presidency that is riding on the back of the people, you understand that there are limits you will not cross. Just because of the fact that I hold a position close to the presidency, I cannot say some things that I have to say personally, because it will always be tied back to the presidency. But when you have riffraffs, when you have useless, stupid, dumb men that stole themselves their way to power, that don't understand the basic mantras or the basic ideologies or principles or guidance that guide leadership, this is what you get. And so therefore Tinubu's images are being shown up and down that is dead, and the DSS that will now want to start finding people to arrest. The DSS will not go and track Daniel Bwala. If Daniel Bwala is not arrested for what he has posted, no Nigerian, I repeat, no Nigerian should be called or arrested if any kind of AI generated image is generated about the president or his children or his wife or anybody. If you want to have limits to madness on social media, Daniel Bwala must be set as a prime example of how stupid people should not occupy exalted positions. If he has a job, if Daniel Bwala has a job going beyond this coming week, it proves what I've always known. Tinubu is an epic and unmitigated disaster. I've always said it. I've always stood on my ground. I know nothing will happen to him. Like nothing happening to Chief of Staff today. Like nothing happened to Bayo Onaniga, the bigot. Like nothing happened to a whole lot of them that have shown high-handedness in governance. With Tinubu, it's a free-for-all. As long as you're not coming near my loot, you can do what you want to do. Destroy the country, sell bigotry, sell tribalism, sell whatever you want to sell. Do what you ever want to do. Just leave my looting to continue. And that's why people like this animal that also use his own mouth to say that give Tinubu 30 years, Nigeria will not get better. The same man that used one as that, if that the moment you enter APC, it's like your brain matter have been removed. The same man, Reno Mokri Pro Max, is what we're seeing today. And I hope Nigerians understand. So for those that always claim to be on the fence, the fencists, that always act like they don't see, they see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. The next time you want to call out and chastise the people that support Mr. P2B and say that they are rude, they are abusive, they are attacking, and this, please always go to the root cause, and you will always find out that for a million times, I repeat it, a million times that you see these people attack one person, it's because that person must have said something against their principle or must have said something that does not align with a new Nigeria they're looking for. And Daniel Bwala is a perfect example for that. Just look at this animal. How do we share internet space with such a person? But these are indictments to all the service, all the security agencies. He will not be picked up. Imagine that first image that Daniel Bwala posted was posted by me or by any other person about Bola Tinubu. Any Nigerian have posted that about Bola Tinubu will not sleep in their father's house today. They will have been sleeping in Kirikiri or in one DSS cell or one way or the other. They would have been picked up. But because it is from the presidency, it is a normality. Because madmen have taken over the asylum. It's a shame. Rest in peace, Daniel Bwala. Rest in peace. Rest in pieces. What a scum.
A fresh budget controversy is generating debate across Nigeria after Public Accountability Organization, Trachea, a unit of budget, revealed that the federal government has allocated a staggering 8.05 billion naira in the 2026 budget for construction, renovation, and equipping of churches and mosques. Well, according to the breakdown, 1.91 billion naira was allocated to 7 church-related projects, while 6.14 billion naira was earmarked for 52 mosque-related projects, with the funds embedded across ministries and agencies traditionally detached from religious affairs. Well, among the most eyebrow-raising line item, 1 billion naira was allocated for the provision of musical and cultural equipment to churches in Bende local government area of Abia State under the Ministry of Labor. Can you imagine that? And 210 million naira was allocated to the Institute of Agricultural Research in Zaria. Ayo, this is an agricultural agency for a construction of a mosque, agricultural agency. I mean, this is the kind of stories that we're seeing right now.
It's oversight.
It's called oversight. No, this is completely unacceptable.
Thank you for mentioning the word oversight, because this has come under question in very recent times. The fact that the people who are responsible for oversight functions have failed terribly in the discharge of their duties, and by so doing have failed Nigerians, because in an era where we're looking at a cash crunch, revenue crunch, looking for how we can meet certain obligations, we're unable to fund projects. Rufai, earlier on you talked about how the conversation is even about the 2025 budget, and that is even a percentage of that. We have not yet even begun to talk about the 2026 budget. A country that is battling with number of out-of-school children, the largest in the world. A country that cannot boast of a competent primary health center or primary health centers across the country. A country that has at least approximately 133 people in multidimensional poverty. A country where people are hungry, people do not, there's a conversation around the minimum wage, and we are inserting frivolities. I'll use the word frivolities in ministries that do not have any business with this agenda. And so the first question is that when there was a budget defense, how did this pass over or was not scrutinized by the Senate Committee on Budget? Why was this allowed to fly, that the constitutional provisions that some of these agencies come under, it wasn't flagged? That's number one. Number two is that, OG, a lot of these things, I dare say, are for fraudulent activities. They are not even to build the churches or the mosques. They are there and inserted there because, in Nigeria, you mention religious goodwill, people keep quiet because we can be quite religious. A lot of these projects, this 8 billion, they will not see the light of day with this church and mosque projects. It will just go whoop like that and nobody will ask questions. So what we are saying is that when we're talking about fiscal discipline, where we are asking that more money should be channeled to resources, where we are talking about the underlying causes of insecurity and terrorism in the northeast, and the lack of infrastructure, this is what we see. And that is why I said, and I started off by saying that the body or the institution responsible for oversight function should be brought on that question as to why there's not the budget office, number one, how this was outlined in the budget of 2026. Then the oversight functions of the Senate failed in their duty to actually protect the interests of Nigerians whom they are supposed to represent. And this cannot continue. If we look at, Adesoa, one of our anchors, Adesoa Omosage, has done a lot of work in this area, even dissected, just like I have dissected some of the items in the budget, and it is quite sad to see this happening. Please, Nigeria is a secular state. I'm a Christian, and I'm very proud of that. And there are many people who are free based on the Constitution to for freedom of religion, but there are certain things that should not be our priority at this time, and part of that, I dare say, is funding of building churches, funding of building mosques. It does not in any way help in terms of our priority for what is important. We need to stop this. Can we even begin the conversation of even funding pilgrimage endeavors? We've talked about this at length, and this corruption must stop. It is corruption clear and simple.
Stop. I was saying you want to say something, but I'll just quickly read up on what has been going. Like I said, that they had the budget for an agricultural agency for the construction of a mosque. I mean, these revelations come as Nigerians on social media are pointing out that the country's public libraries have virtually vanished. The Northern Christian Association has also waded in with Reverend Joseph John Hyap questioning the wide disparity between church and mosque allocation, saying that while government support for religious projects is not inherently wrong, the allocation pattern raises serious questions about fairness, equity, and constitutional principles of equal treatment. That's what you talked about. Dr. Mati, Rufai hasn't spoken, so let's just quickly have him speak on this.
You see, these days I now laugh at the country. There is no way these lawmakers would tell me that they didn't know about this pattern in this budget. Everything from these lawmakers have been fraud. Tax law, fraud. Budgets, fraud. Everything, fraud. They know. Oji, the question you should ask yourself is, why is that church project went to Bende? Who is from Bende? That's the question you should ask, Oji.
Yeah.
Why is that the mosque project went to Zaria? Who is from Zaria? Mm-hmm. You think they don't know? You think it's today they've been padding these budgets? Everything fraud. Rubber stamp assembly, fraud. But Shebi, when we asked one of them yesterday, he started campaigning for President Tinubu. You think they don't know? They say, I don't have details on it. All I just want to say is that President Tinubu has done very well. We know. But look at it, Oji. So it's a systemic pattern. Oji, the question we should ask is, the reporting is not even complete here, because what about the ones they hid that you will never see? Oji, Ministry of Livestock was seen building projects, church projects. Most of the parastatal were seen doing one constituency project or the other. Oji, till date, 8.8 trillion. If not because of our World Bank, we will not know that extra budgetary spending was made. 8.8, they've not given us line by line item today. They will put these things in the budgets. The sad part, Oji, is that they are not even funding it. If they were funding it, we would say that the budget is moving. Yesterday, that's why I was talking about the Taiwo Yedeli something. The video that is there, how Mungunu was threatening Senator Mungunu that you are not been funding us. 2025, not funded. Yeah. So they put this thing, they line it out, they take it out of our budget. This is the discrepancy that has been going on. There are many they have hidden there that you don't know. That's why I say the budget, fraud. Yeah. Anything that goes through them, fraud. What's it called? The tax law today, we don't even know the word to believe. Till today, the Senate said we will look into the matter and investigation about the one they released and the one. Has the Senate giving you a report today? Has the House giving you a report today? So people representing the people. Oji, next year we'll talk about this issue again. You remember when we're talking about budget padding? Since the time of Jubrin, we were talking about budget padding. How many years is that? That's close to 5-10 years. And they will padding it. They will pad it. They will pad it again next year. They are already padding the one for next year. Oji, you didn't even talk about the World Cup. World Cup. They add World Cup that we didn't go to into the budgets. When I cry for this country, people say, well, I have a lot of tears in my eye. World Cup that we didn't go to, the added to the budget. And then our friends Adeyemi.
Dr. Bati.
Okay, I was going to refer to a book. The book is titled When Government Breaks the Law, which is a book on the question of the rule of law and the Bush administration, Bush Senior, that is. Now, one of the primary responsibilities of government, and that's why people take oath of office, swearing in and all that, is to protect the rule of law. When the government itself that is supposed to uphold the rule of law breaks the law, then a tragedy has befallen the people. This is where we have found ourselves in Nigeria. Section 10 is a relevant section. It says in the 1999 Constitution that there should be no state religion adopted in the federation or any state or any part thereof. The operative word there is shall. In Section 38, the Nigerian Constitution says you have the freedom of belief, freedom of thought, freedom of worship. It does not say government should get involved in it. Government has been removed from Section 10. That this is a secular, non-partisan federation. But you will find governors sponsoring religious leaders. They are even buying prayer mats. Very soon, Catholics will say they want rosaries to be bought for them.
All right.
This is a situation where government breaks the law brazenly.
Thank you all for your submission.
My people, say you don't notice say for the past 1 month, kidnapping for southwest, south, and southeast don't reduce. Even in Nigeria, kidnapping don't reduce so much in the last 1 month. No, after that Orire children, we very dark man, the rattles, they protested for almost 5 days. After that protest, Minister of Defense now said, shoot aside. So since that Orire till now, no more bring our children, no more bring our teachers. Thank you, APC, for doing that one. We thank you, even though that's not your job. And thank you, the rattles that protested. Our job is to keep government on their toes. After that protest now, they know say if we don't work well as per security, people go come out. If you keep quiet, you are a sinner in Nigeria. Keeping quiet, you are part of our problem. Because your papa don't keep quiet. That's why they pass this poverty to us. Our papa don't keep quiet too much. So they don't turn us to small to slaves. Now you see say protest, baga, suddenly no more kidnapping. Keep talking.